Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized for such time as he may consume.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The trafficking of people, whether for sexual exploitation or forced labor, is an affront to human dignity. It is, as the gentleman from Texas said, a modern-day form of slavery that oppresses nearly 25 million people around the world, including right here in the United States and in my home state of Texas. A few years ago, a mother from Katy, Texas, in my district, reached out to me with one request. Please help me bring my daughter home, my daughter Courtney. Courtney was a junior in high school. She was on the swim team and attended church regularly. She was groomed at her high school. Many parents think, this can't happen to my child, and not in suburbia Houston. But just ask Courtney's family that question. The traffickers embedded themselves in the high school. They operated through Courtney's classmates. Like leeches, they latched onto Courtney's vulnerabilities, and they used them against her. It was then that she was swept up into this nightmare and used like property. We may expect things like this out of foreign countries, but not in our backyards. Thankfully, after several months of work with law enforcement, Courtney returned home to her family. I was there when she came home. She had battle scars. She lost so much weight. She just about died. And it was quite a reunion with a mother and father and their daughter who had been gone for almost 2 years. She now dedicates her time to raising awareness and educating others on the signs of human trafficking. Her work earned her a spot on the U.S. Advisory Council on Human Trafficking. And I could not be more proud of her work and her inspiration to me and her contributions to the Council. And it is because of survivors like Courtney and the countless others that Chairman Engel and I introduced the LIFT Act to continue our committee's 20-year commitment to combating human trafficking. The LIFT Act will help our law enforcement and officers and diplomatic officials communicate better so we can then root out more human traffickers and bring them to justice. I was surprised to find out that when someone applies for a visa at an embassy or consulate and they're denied on human trafficking grounds, that information is not currently given to our law enforcement officers, to the FBI. The LIFT Act also gives a voice to survivors of human trafficking so that brave people like Courtney will remain a central part of the policy discussion. By reauthorizing the survivor-led U.S. Advisory Council on Human Trafficking through 2025, which is what this bill does, we are empowering survivors and sharpening our tools to counter human traffickers. I'm very grateful for the support this bill has received from the Alliance to End Slavery and Trafficking and the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. Madam Speaker, the evil of slavery was abolished in this country many years ago. We are still living up to the principles of our founding fathers that all men are created equal. We are still bringing this country to justice, to racial and social justice. It is still something we strive for. We must end this form of human slavery today. And this bill is a start. We have a lot more work to do. But it's becoming, the numbers are very perplexing. In fact, the numbers are very disturbing of the numbers of young children, both little girls and boys, who are swept up into this awful system I've worked most of my life as a federal prosecutor on these issues, and now in Congress. I put the worst of the worst behind bars for these crimes, where they deserve to spend a very long time in our prison system. They are the lowest of the low. So with this bill today, we renew and strengthen our commitment to stand with the exploited and the children against their oppressors. And with that, I reserve the balance of my time.